So how do you make him chase you and do it in a way that sets you up for a long-term healthy relationship? No games, no manipulation, just straight authenticity. Keep watching. Number one is I want you to keep talking to other guys until the relationship is exclusive. Hey there, my name's Adam Littlech. I'm the founder of lovestrategies.com, and we have built the leading love education company in the world for one simple reason. I'm a bit of a romantic, honestly, to a fault. My natural tendency when I was dating a girl and I really liked her, I would focus all of my attention on that one person. I'd go on one date with a girl and it was like laser beams completely focused on her, and she was all that I would think about. Which, as I learned decades ago, before I became a love strategist and started Love Strategies and all the good stuff we do here, I learned that that was just a total turnoff because I gave her far too much unearned affection. So the way I combated this back then was when I met a woman that I really liked and I went on a date with her, I was even more intentional after the date to fill my social calendar. I needed to keep myself busy so I wouldn't give her all of my energy. And what this did is it kind of just reminded me that, hey, if it doesn't work out with this woman, I'm gonna be okay. There are plenty of other women out there. So what does this mean for you, beautiful women? If you start going out with a new guy, but it's not yet exclusive, get your beautiful behind off of the couch and go meet some people. When our clients get to what we call little love step number 3, we have some really core principles. And that basically is that until a relationship is exclusive and we've had that DTR, define the relationship conversation, then you know what? We are by definition still single. And so many of my clients, when they get those laser beam eyes, I have to remind them that, hey, it's at that very moment, I want you to continue exploring other options. Even if you really like this guy, and that's great, I want you to be reminded that there are other fish in the sea. This strategy keeps guys pursuing you because we kind of know as men that we have these spidey senses that if we don't keep pursuing you, that we're gonna lose that beautiful behind to a man who actually stepped up and did keep pursuing you. Number 2 is make social plans that don't include him. And this is true regardless of whether you're single or in a relationship. I believe that it's really difficult to have a deep, intimate relationship when you both spend all of your waking hours together. I remember even during the pandemic, I found this the case with Jessica, and I'm sure she would say the same to me, is that when we spent all of our waking hours together behind closed doors and we couldn't leave the house, I mean, the spark was it's just harder to maintain because you don't have your independent lives to even talk about. And then I remember once the world started opening up again, I went on a business trip for about 2 or 3 days, I don't remember, and I remember coming back and I had things to talk about. I had a new perspective. I had new stories, and so did she. And we went on a date together, and suddenly that spark just erupted again. So always remember this. No man wants a life with you unless you have an incredible life without him. Do you ever fall into that trap of when you start dating a guy, or you're certainly in a relationship with a guy, where you kind of lose yourself a little bit? Leave a comment right there below. And finally, the third way to keep a man chasing you is to have what I call a POD day, a pod day. Now, POD stands for phone off day, and I recommend trying to have at least one pod day once a week. Are you as accessible as a 911 operator? Get a freaking life. Try turning off your phone for an entire day, or at least be on Do Not Disturb for an entire day, so you are not completely responsive the moment the guy reaches out to you. It could be a pod day, or it could be called I Get a Life Day and live it in the real world. Seriously though, if you're the type of person who just lives with their phone, it's really actually gonna help your love life to create a little bit of separation, and it surprisingly will make men chase you even more. Pods are good for so many things. They're good for your emotional state. They're good for your relationships and dating life. Pods are literally good for your physical health. Pods keep guys chasing you because sometimes you might take that day off and they're gonna be trying to reach you and wondering, what is she up to on that day? Now, sometimes you'll use these strategies and it'll close the gap and get guys chasing you again. Other times, it's not going to close the gap and he won't start pursuing you. And if that happens, then we say that magical 4-letter word, which is next, and move on to the next. Never forget that you are beautiful and you deserve having a guy chase you. So follow these small steps I talk about in this video. Let him come to you. Space is your friend. Don't always try to close that gap. Let him do it. Be patient and he'll come to you.